All right, part two of our course policies. Communicating with me. Easiest way to get in touch with me is email. I'm going to communicate with you guys a lot via email. That's part of the thing of having an online course. So if you need me, the best thing to do is shoot me an email. Please send it from your SUBR account. That's a university requirement. If I'm going to communicate with you, I have to do it through my SUBR account, and I need your email to come from your SUBR account. University requirement. You send me something through Yahoo or Google from some address that I don't recognize, I'm not even going to open it. So to get me to open your email, send it from a Southern account. Or obviously, if you're a SUNO or CESLA student and you're taking a course with us for some reason, those count too, but a Southern University account. When you send an email, tell me who you are, what class you're in. So here's an example of how you might do that. And you can do that in the subject or in the body of the email, but I need to know who you are. I have 150 students. So I need to know who I'm talking to so that I can provide you an answer more quickly than if I have to email you back and say, okay, tell me who you are, right? Because different courses are doing different assignments at different times. I will usually, unless there's weird extenuating circumstances like power outages or something strange that prevents me from getting to my email, and even in a power outage, I've got my phone, right? I can respond via phone. So, unless there's something really strange happening, I'm in the hospital, something weird has occurred, I'm going to respond to you within 24 hours. So, you send it at 9 in the morning on Monday, I'm going to try to get back to you before 9 in the morning the next day. So, that's my general policy about email. So, it's usually the fastest way to get me. I'm also going to hold office hours via a thing called Google Hangouts, and I'll post some instructions about how to use those. And I'll be posting the office hours from week to week. If you want to talk to me another way, make an appointment with me. So if you email me and set up an appointment, we can talk by phone, we can talk by Skype. Occasionally I can come to campus, but not always. I live out of town, which is why I'm an online instructor. So I can only come to campus some weeks. So that's a little harder to do, but telephone I can do as long as you make an appointment with me first. So shoot me an email, tell me you need to set up a time to speak, and we can speak about something. I love to talk to you guys if you're having trouble, or if you just have questions. Live text, I already mentioned, you're going to submit your final assignment through live text, so let me know in advance if it's going to be a problem, if you have trouble accessing it. And finally, plan ahead. So look at the course calendars. Come talk to me if you think you're going to have a problem, you guys. I really try to be accessible to students. I know that I said a lot of scary stuff here, but most of these things, like late work, having trouble understanding an assignment, that can all be taken care of as long as you talk to me. So, for example, if you're a student athlete and you know you're going to be on the road without Wi-Fi and you've got a paper due, start thinking ahead about that so that we can maybe get you set up to do that essay early, or you want to use it as your freebie dropped essay, but make sure you communicate with me about issues like that. Or I know that you guys are like me, you've got other things going on in your lives. I'm never going to presume that my class is the only thing you have going on. So if you're having trouble getting things submitted, if something is going on, extenuated circumstances in your life, come talk to me. You don't have to let me know gory details. I'm not going to get in the middle of your business. Just let me know there's some things in my life going on that are causing me some difficulty. Can we work together to try to figure out how I can work around this, or can we work together to determine whether I should stay in the class or drop and try to take it a different term, right? So come talk to me if you're having problems. If you go for 4 essays and don't hand anything in, and then all of a sudden come to me at the end of the semester and say, hey, Miss Toline, I had a problem, at that point, there's not a lot I can do, right? So I need to know ahead of time if you're running into difficulty. I wish that I had this so that you could see my face, so that you could know how serious I am. Please email me if you're having difficulties. I want to work with you, not against you. So, and I know that sometimes with online classes, you might forget about me, right? You might forget, oh, Miss Toline, I forgot about her. I have to see all these other instructors face to face. So don't forget that you have classwork, right? Come talk to me if you're having some troubles. Back up here, let's see. Oh, and enlisted in the policies. other than to talk about it in the grades. But the WPE, I want to talk to you about this a little bit. WPE is your final exam in the class, but because of the way it's graded within the department, we actually take it in November. And the reason is it's not necessarily covering material that you exclusively do in 111. It's an overall examination of your ability to write a 5-paragraph essay. So it's actually a lot easier than the essays that we write in class because it's shorter. And it's a little less complex than the things that we do in class. It's a relatively simple essay. The only trick about it is that it's timed. You have to do it in 3 hours. So as we get closer to November, I'm going to talk to you more and more about the WPE and how it's going to work for us as an online class, because your friends who are taking 111 in person, they have to go and physically sit the exam for a timed period, and so we have to emulate that in our own course, and so I'm going to talk to you later on about how we're going to do that and how that will work. So just know that that's coming up towards the end of the term, and that I'm going to be talking to you throughout the semester about the WPE. So it won't come as a surprise as it's approaching. I will have talked to you a lot about it already. So I just want you to know that it's there, and that I think you're going to do great on it. It's mostly actually tests you on things you learned in 110. So tests you on just your basic ability to write an essay. The other thing that I wanted to go over really quickly is that if you look at the course calendars on Moodle, you'll see that every week I'm going to put up a new unit on Monday. At the very latest, it'll be up by Monday in the evening. I'll try to get it up for you in the afternoons, but sometimes it's going to get posted in the evening. Sometimes YouTube gives me a little bit of trouble. So if I'm having trouble getting videos to connect, it might get posted a little bit later, but always by Mondays I will get your new material posted, and then your assignments are always going to be due, with 1 or 2 exceptions, so not always, most of the time, going to be due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. If there's an exception to that because of a holiday or something like that, I'll let you know that ahead of time, but otherwise things are due on Sundays. So you have from Monday to Sunday to complete the work. And that gives you Friday and Saturday to kind of finish up on it and work on it. So always you're going to have a week to get things done. And ideally our essays are going to build. So some of the participation work that you're doing early in the week or early in the unit, so our units are 2 or 3 weeks long, the participation work that you do early on is going to help you build that essay so that it won't come sneak up from behind you. So that's the way our due dates are going to work. So you're going to find out more from me in the week 1 module, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys an overview of how things are going to work. So shoot me an email at this email address if you have some questions, and I look forward to working with y'all.